Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Well, that's a cool start to a video, everyone. It's I wasn't planning on starting my video here, but I just threw the GoPro on. Hopefully it'll stay working. Yeah, shit. Thanks for joining me. I'm here in Vancouver. This stretch of road is called the Maryhill Bypass. I'm on my way to downtown Vancouver to go to church. And shout out to all the YouTube content creators that create driving videos. I just thought I'd create one today just to test it out, mounting my GoPro here, finding a proper way to mount it on my truck. So if you haven't done so already, if you're curious about what I'm driving, this is Cuddle Buddy. It's my 2018 Ford F-150 Lariat FX4 with the sport package. I'll leave a link in the description down below regarding my review, which is ongoing. I might create my own playlist for Cuddle Buddy. And speaking of playlists, check out my other playlist for all the other content that I create. I'm a travel adventurer based out of Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. That's not where I'm originally from. I'm originally from Halifax, Nova Scotia, also known as New Scotland for some. And yeah, so this is just a quick drive. Be about 45 minutes or so to get to downtown Vancouver, and I might go for another quick drive as well. There are a lot of other places. I mean, the weather right now sucks. The last week or so we've had really bad weather here on the west coast, the lower western portion of the west coast, Vancouver Island, where I live, and here in Vancouver as well, the lower mainland of Vancouver. We've had some flooding, power outages, heavy rains, heavy winds, stuff like that. Right now it's somewhat clear. But obviously some people still don't know how to drive. I haven't been in an accident that was of my fault in many years. I can't even remember. I think the last time I was in an accident that was my fault, that I caused, which wasn't as bad as that rollover back there, that would have been 20 years ago or so. I can't even remember. Maybe a little less, whatever. So here we are going to merge onto Trans-Canada Highway number 1, which will lead us to downtown. This is westbound. And it is a early Sunday afternoon. The time right now is 13:12. Wow, it's starting to clear up. I have Cuddle Buddy on snow and wet mode. I might switch over to normal. Yeah, actually I'll do that, switch over to normal. There we go. You can't see it, but I just switched over to normal mode. Roads aren't perfectly dry, but dry enough. I do not have a microphone, so I hope this is turning out all right. Again, I've never filmed in this. This is my first time filming in this format, where I have my GoPro basically mounted to the air vent of my vehicle here, Cuddle Buddy here, and I'm just driving and narrating. Now, there are a lot of driving videos that do different things I've looked at over well, even before I had a YouTube channel. I used to watch a couple of driving videos, and yeah, this will be the first time I'm going to be using this format. I might switch to a format where I have my GoPro hat mounted to my hat, so it's more like point of view. Might do that in the future. I'll see. I'm just going to experiment for now. And some driving channels, they don't do any type of narration. It's more like you're just watching. Some will play music in the background. Some will edit and add little captions and things like that. At the moment, like, I won't ever put captions. I mean, I don't edit a lot in my videos. I don't, and I don't even have the skills to, and I don't really plan to. I like to have everything as raw and natural as possible. And I would like to narrate myself just because I think it's important to showcase certain things. But every YouTube content creator does things their own way, and this is just how I do things. There's some really good content out there. Depending on what you're looking for. So here we're driving through Coquitlam. And I used to live in Vancouver. I moved to Victoria in 2020. But I still spent a lot of time in Vancouver. Coming up here is the Gagliardi exit, and this is the exit you take if you want to go up to Simon Fraser University. And we just left Coquitlam and we are now in the city of Burnaby. I guess that nicer looking weather didn't last very long, eh? So far my GoPro is not malfunctioning. It seems to be working good. I've had so many problems with my GoPro. If you're wondering, I do have a review of my GoPro. I have a GoPro Hero 9 Black. I have a review of it. If you check my playlists, ownership and experience reviews, it's on there. And speaking of which, I'm going to do an update on a lot of the things I've reviewed. I've had a request just to do an in-depth review on some of the things I have. So I'll be doing that. I have a lot of plans. It's just, you know, I live a regular life like everybody else. You know, I have obligations and things like that. So it's quite difficult for me to find the time to create content. I try to create as much content as I can, and not just rubbish content just to throw things out there. I try to create the best possible content I can. I'm more about quality. But I have over 1,000 videos. My playlist with the largest amount of videos, I actually just completed uploading everything, is my European adventure. So my European adventure, that was a trip that I took back last year, summer of last year, from May 2nd to June 20th. I was in Europe. And that was an incredible adventure. Like, I'm not even going to talk about it. You got to check it out. You have to check it out. It was not all of it was great. I mean, I had some challenges, right? Not everything goes perfectly, and also that was a completely spontaneous trip. I wasn't planning on it. I wasn't planning on it being that long. There are only two places that I did plan on going. That was Rome and Palermo. Other than that, everything else that I have on that playlist, on my European adventure playlist, was completely random. All the places I went to, completely spontaneous. And with spontaneous travel, it's not organized. You don't have a set itinerary. It's just like, here we go, let's just go. And that makes for a great adventure, but at the same time, there's a lot of risk involved. But I'll be discussing topics like that in the future. Again, I have so much content that I'm planning on bringing to the audience. It's just a matter of finding time, It's a matter of finding time to create this content. Just as today, this is rather spontaneous. I thought, okay, it's not raining too hard. I may as well throw on my GoPro, see if I can mount it right, and see if I can create a driving video. So we're now here in Vancouver. We just entered Vancouver. The exit coming up is the Willingdon exit, and that's the exit if you would like to go to British Columbia Institute of Technology, which is one of their colleges here in British Columbia, or I should say in Vancouver. But yeah, as I was saying, I have over 1,000 videos. I'm still working on my cross-country adventure, my cross-country road trip. That playlist. I just finished a write-up last night. I still have to narrate and record it and add the pictures, which will take me some time. That won't be complete for a while, and it's funny because that's how I started this channel. Just a brief history. I started this channel as in 2021, in the middle of COVID, I was working on a project in Victoria, and I was really unhappy. There was in the middle of COVID, we had all these restrictions. The world was a mess. I was really fed up, and I just had enough. So I threw everything in my Beast, which I do not own anymore. But my Beast, my car was a 2009 Mazda 6 GT. 6-speed manual, a lot of upgrades, fun car to drive. Anyways, I threw all the essentials, bare minimal, in my Beast, and I drove across the country from Victoria to St. John's and all the way back. And I wanted to document that because that was a trip of a lifetime, and I wanted to share it with family and friends. Now, funny thing is, I haven't even mentioned my YouTube channel to my family and friends yet. Just because I want to build it up so it's really good first. And I think it is really good, but I just need more subscribers and more likes and the whole thing. So if you've listened this far, I mean, please like the video. If you liked it, great. If not, well, that's up to you. And consider subscribing. And if you really like it, I mean, please share it with people on your social network. But yeah, that's where my YouTube channel started. Was I wanted to share my experience traveling across the country with my friends and family, and then I also put content on there regarding my trip to Europe in 2018 to 2019. So I have that as well. And of course, I've been slowly building up my channel. Oh, there's a Ford Raptor across the street there. I was very close to purchasing a Ford Raptor just like that. It was only a few thousand kilometers or a few $1,000s more than what I paid for this, the one that I was looking at purchasing, but it already had a lot of kilometers on it, and it was black just like Cuddle Buddy. But realistically, I I need a 2-meter long bed. Those 1.7 meter long beds in the short box of the Raptor and a lot of the other F-150s and even Ram 1500s. I mean, it just doesn't suit me. I need a 2-meter long bed. Anyways, going back to the discussion of my YouTube channel. Yeah, I have a lot of videos coming up. The cross-country road trip adventure, that's the one that's taking me quite a long time. I mean, the videos themselves, the finished content might be anywhere from 5 minutes to 25 minutes, but it literally takes me 4 or 5 hours to create the content there. There's a lot of work involved in creating content. But I mean, if you are yourself considering starting a YouTube channel, I recommend it. Whatever you're interested in, anything. I think it's a great way to share yourself with the world. Share some cool things. Whatever your main interest is and whatever your goal is. If you want to monetize and make money, or if you just want to share some things, some tips, want to help people, whatever. I think it's a great thing. I mean, obviously, YouTube is very woke, so you are restricted as to what you can post. Obviously, it's not an adult content platform, but I mean, aside from that, you could post a lot of things. But again, it's very woke, so you are limited. But go ahead. I recommend to people to start a YouTube channel. I don't have, I'm not on social media. I'm not on social media, so this is the only platform that I use. I'm not on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or whatever else, the TikTok and whatever else they have out there. This is all that I have. There's always traffic in this area. Vancouver traffic is not the worst compared to what I've experienced myself driving across Canada. Traffic in Montreal is worse. Traffic in Toronto is absolutely horrendous. But I would say driving in Vancouver is the worst as far as the quality of the drivers, the training. I don't know of any other place where lorry drivers are crashing every couple weeks. They're crashing into an overpass. They're flipping their lorries on the bridge and whatever. I'm not going to get into that because that's a long discussion. That's a little bit funny, and then I'd be labeled as a racist, even though I'm just stating facts. Yeah, like I said, YouTube's a little woke, so you gotta watch what you say. But go ahead and create a channel. I think that's a good thing. But for those who are subscribed to me, for those who have liked my content, I do appreciate it. Those who have shared my content with others, yeah, I really appreciate you doing that. I mean, that's really rewarding to me when people enjoy what I'm putting out there. Excuse me. Again, I'm going to be late for church. So I have a short video of Holy Rosary Cathedral. That's where I'm going today. And today I also plan on going to Granville Island, which will be a separate video. I'll be using my head mount on a baseball hat. Hopefully I'll try to make that content as good as possible. But yeah, having a YouTube channel is it is rewarding when I watch more subscribers and people liking my videos and people commenting. But it's also a struggle. I mean, sometimes, you know, I put out content and nobody watches it, and I'm like, man, this is good stuff. I mean, if it's not good for the majority of the world, I'm sure somebody must like it. But sometimes it's just, yeah, people don't see my content. So I don't know what I could do. I've studied SEO, search engine optimization. I've even paid a few people. It's funny. I've paid a few people to run search engine optimization on my channel. I paid this one idiot. Yeah, I paid him, I think he's from Bangladesh, but I paid him and he screwed up. And then and I get this, I get guys emailing me, okay, I'll be your SEO full-time editor. And there was this one guy, he wanted to charge me $200 a month and he'd do all of my work. And I said, okay, cool. Prove to me how successful you are. He's like, oh, I'm an expert with 13 years and blah, 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 blah. I said, well, yeah, fine. Prove to me. I should throw a screenshot of, oh, you know what? I don't have it because I think I deleted his emails. Yeah, I deleted him. I deleted him and blocked him. But yeah, the guy was like, yeah, well, you know, I'm an expert, and you know, just here's my email address. Just put it on. Just give me your editorial access on your YouTube channel. And I said, prove to me, because you could be like a 12-year-old. You could be, you know, you could be a 12-year-old. You could be whatever. Like, how would I know? Like, I'm just going to hand you editorial access on my YouTube channel. And it's funny because I'd send him a message and within 15 minutes he sends me a response. But when I told him I want to see proof of your education and proof of your skills, I want to see documentation. Took him 3 days to get back to me, and he's just like, yeah, well, you know, I can't really prove anything to you until you give me access. I'm like, no, you're an idiot. You're a fool. Like, I don't know what they're doing in Bangladesh, but like here in Canada, United States, and any G7 country, we don't pay for anything like that until you could prove yourself, right? But I don't know, people must think differently in that part of the world. But yeah, I'm trying to study, you know, how I could improve search engine optimization on my channel, how to bring it, how to bring more people to view my content. I've edited hashtags. I haven't edited I've edited hashtags. I've edited descriptions. I've changed a lot of the thumbnails. All of my thumbnails well, not all, but almost all of the thumbnails I've changed. Actually, all the thumbnails I have, aside from my European adventure, I've changed. So I cleaned things up, made it look really good. Titles I have not changed, but I'm doing a lot to make sure that my work gets out to people. But yeah, I'm gonna try. I'll see what else I could learn, and you know, it's a lot of work, but it's rewarding. It's rewarding when people enjoy what I do. I have to change lanes here. Oh, maybe not yet. Looks a little sunny here in as we're coming up to downtown Vancouver. Maybe I should go take a drive through the downtown east side briefly, so everybody can see the despair. You know, there are people who post content about the downtown east side of Vancouver where, I mean, it's a problem, right? And there's some people who are supportive of the individuals suffering down there. There's some people who are opposed to them and everything. That's entirely everybody's own individual viewpoint. Now, I've been asked several times to film content in the downtown east side, and I've been quite reluctant to do so, not because of privacy concerns. I mean, it's a public area. I'm a Canadian citizen. I can walk wherever I want, and I can film in public whatever I want. But just because there's a lot of suffering down there, I mean, I don't want to film people in their, you know, when they're suffering, whatever choices they made in their lives or whatever, that's up to them. But I don't really like to film people suffering so much. But at the same time, realistically, it would be a beautiful area if it was cleaned up. And a lot of residents, and I felt this when I was living in Vancouver, I mean, Vancouver is a world-class city. We've had the Olympics here in 2010. I gotta change lanes here. We've had the Olympics in 2010. It's one of the most desirable places in Canada to live. Desirable does not mean livable, okay? Understand, I said desirable. I did not say livable. But it's one of the most desirable places to live in Canada, and here we are. It's 15 minutes, a 15-minute walk from the cruise ship, where the cruise ships enter. You are entering an area with open drug use, and it's not like other areas in the world with open drug use, because I've visited Christiana in Copenhagen, Denmark, and it's nothing like that. But mind you, this is bad. Like, this is not family friendly, child friendly to walk through the downtown east side. But I mean, every country and every city has bad problems. But that's one of the biggest problems here in Vancouver is the substance abuse and homelessness issue, mental health issue of people residing in the downtown east side. And I do get requests to film that area, but I don't necessarily want to film that type of content. I don't want my channel be based on things like that, because I know some people will watch that content just to laugh at other people suffering, and that's not the kind of person I want watching my channel. So well, here we are coming up to Rogers Arena, formerly BC Place and whatever. You know, every couple of years it changes its name depending on who the major owner or sponsor is, or whatever you want to call it. And we'll be coming up to Holy Rosary shortly, and I am late for church by almost 45 minutes, and I have to use the washroom as well because I had coffee. I've never been a fan of the Vancouver Canucks. Even when I lived here, I never watched a Vancouver Canucks game. I don't even watch sports really, but I don't care for the Vancouver Canucks. I couldn't give a damn about Vancouver Canucks. Growing up in Halifax, Nova Scotia, if I were to watch hockey, if I were to root for a team, number one, it would be the Habitant. It would be Montreal. And back then, we also had the Nordiques. Quebec Nordiques, which no longer exists, has not existed in a very long time. I think the Quebec Nordiques turned into the Colorado Avalanche, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. If you know, post it on the comment section down below. Yeah, but my two favorite teams, are always number 1 Montreal and number 2 Toronto. Nova Scotia and Halifax in general never had a hockey team and never will, because there's just no money in it. We have talent out there, but we just don't have the money. Atlantic Canada is poor. That's why I had to move out of there. Okay, we'll be coming up to Holy Rosary soon, and then I have to find a place to park. Then I have to find a place to use the washroom or I will die. Here's Holy Rosary here, coming up on the left. And wow, my GoPro's still working, great. Church's Mass starts at 1, or 1300 I should say, and it's 13:39, so I am absolutely late, but I'm going to go anyways. Start of my day has not been all that good, but whatever. Finding a place to park when you drive something this big in an urban environment is not easy. Getting a little hungry too. Yeah, about a week or two ago, I actually came down here and I filmed myself walking around, and I used my head mount with my GoPro to film, but the content didn't turn out good. So I didn't bother uploading the content. Which was too bad, but it was just it's just because it was raining that day, raining harder than now, and a lot of raindrops fell onto the lens of my GoPro, so it just didn't turn out good. For those who've never been to Vancouver or the lower mainland of British Columbia, it is a temperate rainforest. So in the winter time, it gets gloomy like this, even worse, like absolutely gloomy, and it rains a lot. As compared to other areas like the prairies, it'll be -30. Like here, we don't get extremely cold weather like that. But it'll be -30 in the prairies, but it's so sunny you have to wear sunglasses. I've lived all across the country. I don't want to go too far down towards Water Street, because that's where all the, my vehicle might get broken into. Oh, here we go. The 360-degree camera on this is absolutely awesome. All right, gonna go to church, and upcoming video should be my walk around Granville Island. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the content and the narration. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.